good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. What did you guys get into this weekend? We had a pretty interesting weekend. We were out and about in New Orleans whenever the prisoners got out. Did anybody hear about the New Orleans prisoners? Well, we went to see Leon Bridges this weekend, and after the concert is when the inmates broke out. We did not encounter them, thank goodness. One of them was actually, we wanted to stay at a hotel, a specific one. We ended up changing our mind and choosing another one, which was a blessing in disguise, because one of the guys was hiding underneath the car right in front of the hotel that we wanted to stay at. So we did dodge that bullet, but you know, the bad thing, and it's definitely something that you have to think about when you go to the big cities. New Orleans, it looks great now, post Super Bowl. That's all it took for them to get the city together. But whenever there is something crazy going on in the big cities, they don't always tell you about it because they don't want you to get scared. But if they're trying to do the right thing, they need to let people know so they're aware if someone strange runs up to them, that you know that they have a heads up. So like I said, we were lucky enough to dodge that and didn't have any encounters with them, but holy smoly. And then I heard the police didn't get an alert for a long time, so they were just running around. It was obviously organized, you know, hop out of the outside and probably someone on the inside helping them. But needless to say, when we woke up the next morning and heard the news, we were like, oh my god, we had no idea, and we were literally like 2 roads away. So the big cities definitely need to do better in informing the public about what's going on, especially the police. That's why so many of them have gotten away, and probably gotten far away, because there was a lack of communication on the time scale. Go figure. But it was really interesting. We just left a nice romantic Leon Bridges concert at a theater, and then that happened. Also, I have a question. I don't know if there's any guys in here or ladies, but we were at the theater and they had this big meathead, in my opinion. His shoulders were as wide as 2 people's shoulders. And he was on the outside seat. His girlfriend was next to him. Well, he totally obstructed the view of all 3 of us behind him. There's 3 people behind him. I literally could only see his shoulders. So the girl next to me was like, I'm gonna ask him to move. And I was like, people are really usually very just nice about stuff like that. Like anytime I go to a music festival, like, no, get in front, you're so short. And I'm like, oh no, it's fine. The next person's gonna be tall too. But this was a very intimate, small theater. Before we asked him, I made sure that his line of view would not be obstructed, and it would not have been. And she asked him, and he said, oh, I don't know, maybe. Turned around, completely ignored us. Hey, everybody. So yeah. So anyway, I got pretty upset because I couldn't see the concert the whole time. So my solution to this guy being a total dick, and you know, we're at, like I said, a very nice romantic theater. Any other guy I think would have moved, but he didn't. So instead of looking at the back of his shoulders the whole time, I decided to stand up. I didn't touch them. All I did was try to get a decent view. Well, after a couple songs, he turns around, looks at my husband and says, your girl's a child. Well, I don't have the best temperament for idiots, so I snapped back. I said, how dare you call me a child when you're the one that refused to move and be a total fucking lack thereof of a gentleman? Like, so just honestly, what would you have guys done? Would you guys, if you were the guy, would you have moved? Do you think it was appropriate for him to not move and then to turn around and verbally assault me? I said nothing to him before. I didn't touch them. All I did was just I did antagonize him slightly. I slightly inconvenienced him because he slightly inconvenienced me. All I stand up. I had to stand up. So you guys let me know what you think. Was he in the wrong? I know he bought the seats. Or was I in the wrong for getting upset? If you were the guy, what would you do? Or if you were the girl, would you have just sat down the whole time and moped and watched the shoulder blades? I have a very low tolerance for people like that. It's like being out in public, it's already stressful enough. The last thing we need is, bad energy like that at a nice, good energy concert. It was just, it sucked, We paid a lot of money to see him, and this guy, due to his, I would say, steroid use, I'm going to post a video earlier just so you guys can see how bad it was. Like, literally could not see the stage. Like, could not see it. Like, all I saw was shoulder blades. Like, and it sucks. Like, but usually, like I said, don't take the world for just this guy. I could tell just from looking at the back of him and his physique that he wasn't going to be the best guy to begin with. Sorry to prejudge, but come to find out he wasn't, and he really messed up our night. So anyway, besides that, New Orleans was great to visit. We always love going down to the Big Easy. We had no idea we were running amongst the prisoners, but hey, that's New Orleans for you. It's like you never know what you'll get over there, honestly. It's a very interesting city. The culture is awesome. Culture is a big thing over there. We're really big about like hospitality and cooking. I'm sure a lot of people have never had our down south cooking, and let me tell you, you are missing out. You need to ever just come to the south and just try our food, or go probably on Amazon. I would say go get yourself a bottle or a can, I'm sorry, of Tony Chachere's, which is a Cajun seasoning. Or if you don't like a whole lot of salt, Tony Chachere's is pretty salty. You can get Slappy Mama. That's another Cajun seasoning. Actually, I know the people who own Slappy Mama. They're very obviously funny and cool people just by the name. You can tell. Good products, good service, good people. They've been in business for a long time. But so yeah, that was our weekend. I don't know about you guys. I'm glad to see everyone's in good spirits on this Monday. I hope everyone has plans to try to do something positive in the world, whether it's for yourself or for someone else. You want to always be a positive contribution to your community. Sorry guys, I'm passing up a tractor. It's the kind of life we live around here. But yeah, so that was our experience in New Orleans this weekend. If anyone does go to New Orleans, the Caesars has a new hotel. It's in the casino, and talk about fabulous. Like, my first thought was, oh my god, everything's so clean in here and it's so white, like for New Orleans. But if you're ever in the city, that is a good hotel to stay at. The hospitality was great and we really enjoyed our stay. So Caesars, I think there's 2 buildings. You want to try to get into the new building. The prices were good. It wasn't overcrowded, and we really did have a nice time. But so anyway, we need to get back on talking about how we're gonna do our best to get in shape this summer. I did just add to my website. I don't know if you're listening and you don't know, I hand make hula hoops in custom sizes for kids, but mainly for adults. But you can order them for kids. I just make them in bigger sizes so adults can use them. Everyone always says, oh my god, I can't hula hoop anymore. Like, I used to be able to do it so good when I was a kid. Well, you can hula hoop, you just don't have the right size. So this summer, I'm going to be doing more workouts. I do have some listed underneath my lives or under Learn How to Hoop workout playlist. So it's just something to check out. I did add a new listing that has 2 hoops. It's a beginner listing. One's going to be a bigger taped hoop that you can learn on-body tricks with. And then we're going to have a smaller one that you can order. It's like a combo deal, and it gives you a good deal. It is a mystery hoop, so I will pick the colors. You can always give me preferences that you like, and if I do have the material to accommodate, I usually do. I like to make the customers happy, so if you do have color preferences, just let me know. I love to know instead of just try to assume what you might like. But that'll give you a good hoop for on body and for off body, because that's kind of the thing when people are like, what size hoop should I get? It's like, well, I wish there was a perfect size for everyone, but there's just not. On body hoop, you want it to be larger in diameter because the rotation's slower. So you do need a bigger hoop to do on body tricks, especially if you're trying to transition from your knees to your waist and your waist to your shoulders. So you're gonna need a really, really big hoop to learn that stuff. Fairly easy. You can learn it with a smaller hoop, but it's gonna take a lot of trials and tribulation to get there. So just always think about it. Don't be like, oh my god, I ordered the wrong size hoop. It's like, that hoop is good for certain tricks and maybe not for others. So that's why I did the 2 hoop combo. One will be bigger and taped for on body, and then the smaller one will be for off body tricks. So say if you are tall, you want to get a bigger off body hoop because your arms are longer. Say you're petite and you have short arms, then you want to get a smaller on the off body hoop size. If you're about average size, get somewhere in the middle. Don't overthink it. It's not the end of the world. If you get the wrong size hoop, you'll just have to adjust and micro adjust really is what we do whenever we adjust our hoop sizes. Even a hooper that has a lot of experience, you're gonna feel weird with your new hoop at first. So it just takes some, time to get to know each other and really connect with your hula hoop. You wanna look at it as an infinite circle. There's no beginning and no end. The physics behind the hoops are so cool. You wouldn't believe some of the stuff that we're figuring out still on accident. That's how most hoop tricks are made, happy accidents. We're still an evolving sport, and it's something that you can do at home. It's very easy. I'm telling you, just doing 5 minutes of hula hooping a day can totally change your life. So if you are interested, grab a hoop, or even if you're a guy, grab one for your girlfriend. You might get a sexy hoop dance or something once she gets better at it, and it'll help her get in shape. It'll make her feel better about herself. If you have a significant other that fights with anxiety or depression, hula hoops are really good to help relieve some of that stress. We always talk about natural remedies and ways to do better like that. So hula hooping is a good way to relieve some mental stress. So it's something that really I think everyone should incorporate a small little workout session into your day, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's more, what your time constraints are, and you just you want to find what works for you. So if you guys want, I'm gonna soon be doing a restock. So if you guys have any color interests or anything, let me know. I'm going to be ordering definitely some more 3/4 inch polypro tubing. I'm kind of low on those colors. So if you see something that is lacking in that department and that you're interested in and you want me to order, just drop it in the comments below and I'll be sure to add that to my next order. And I'm hoping that this week will be a good, productive week. Last week was stressful for me in multiple aspects, and I'm trying to namaste and hopefully have a better week this week. You know, you have to take the good with the bad. That's just life. You know, life's gonna have ups and downs. And you just have to take it as it comes. There's not much you can do with it besides roll with it. And you always just want to try to do the best that you can do today, because tomorrow is not always promised, you know? People never know. So you just really, like, instead of letting something linger, you're like, oh, well, I'll tell them I'm sorry tomorrow. Don't do that, you know? Tell them today. Get it out the way. If you know it's not going to be forever anyway. Like, I watched a video this weekend and it was really cool to hear. The person said that any, like, emotion that you feel usually only lasts for about 90 seconds. So, like, your body naturally makes you feel it for approximately 90 seconds, but your mental, whether you hold on to it, then you'll feel that emotion for longer, or if you can let it go, then you'll feel relief from, you know, if it's a negative emotion earlier than that. Or, you know, it could be a happy emotion, it could be a negative emotion. So, like I said, depending on your goals and whatever. But when he said that, like, I'm such like a self-stalker, like, in my head, I'm always in my head. So whenever they said that, I was like, oh, really? I could just have to deal with it for 90 seconds. It's just me, you know, in my own head. So it's something to think about, and maybe that'll help you have a better week. So I just wanted to give that little bit of knowledge. If you do want to join our hula hoop workouts, go check out my lives and my website, www.idreamofhoops.com.co. If you use code HoopDreams, you can save 10% at checkout. And if you have any questions about sizing, you guys just let me know.